When you're interviewing for a competitive role at a popular competitive company, it's really important that you're able to differentiate yourself and stand out as the most hireable candidate. In today's video, I'm going to give you 3 quick, powerful tips that will help you stand out amongst a sea of qualified candidates. Let's go. Now, one of the most powerful things you can do to stand out as a candidate is to highlight your unfair advantage. An unfair advantage is something that you have in your field that most other people do not, right? So it's something that allows you to stand out. Now, if you don't already know what this is, think about yourself and think about all the people who sit in the roles you sit in, okay? Think about their skills, think about their abilities, think about their backgrounds, think about their competencies, think about their education, think about the industries they've worked in. What allows you to stand out? What differentiates you? What is something you possess that allows you to function at a slightly higher level than other people? Just by going through this mental exercise, you should be able to identify it. But here's a few examples. Maybe you're bilingual, right? So if you speak English and Spanish and you're working in a sales role, and this allows you to sell into Latin-speaking countries or Spanish-speaking countries, for example, this is an advantage. Maybe you're in procurement and you're a buyer, and most of the people who do your role have only been in one industry, but you have been in multiple industries and you've been both supplier quality and you've been a buyer, right? What that does is it gives you an added bonus of additional perspective. You understand the industry in a more robust way, okay? So that's an advantage. For me personally, I'm in talent acquisition and I have a YouTube channel on recruitment. Maybe that's an advantage. But another thing is I've been both on the agency side and the corporate side. So I understand the industry from several different perspectives. I've sat in the corporate recruiter seat, I've sat in the agency recruiter seat, and I understand the market in a much different way, and I have training for both seats. That's a bit of an unfair advantage if I'm interviewing. So one of the things you want to do is identify your unfair advantage and make sure you share that in the interview. When they ask you a question like, why should we hire you? That is a perfect time to share your unfair advantage. Now, you don't want to call it your unfair advantage, but you do want to bring this up in the interview. A great time to do this if they ask you the interview question, why should we hire you? Or why do you think you're a good fit for this role, right? Those are very common interview questions likely to be asked. That's a perfect time to share your unfair advantage. You can say, well, one of the reasons why I would be a great fit for this organization is because I sat both in the corporate recruiter seat and the agency recruiter seat. So my understanding of the industry is pretty robust and I understand what, and you go on, right? But that's how you might bring it up. So tip 1, make sure you share with them your unfair advantage. By the way, if you're finding value in this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. It's free, it tells YouTube I don't suck, it motivates me to make more videos like this, and it helps the channel a ton. And if you're willing to do that, also hit subscribe. The next thing you can do is demonstrate passion for the role. And I talk about this a lot, but the reality is if you're interviewing 4 final candidates and 3 of them, they're just like, yeah, no, I can do the job, I can do the job, I can do the job. And then one of them is passionate about the industry and you can sense that passion, you can feel that passion. It's like, you can feel it when you're talking to them that they're so passionate about the industry they work in and getting better. All things being equal, hiring managers are always going to go with a more passionate candidate. So ways you can share that you're passionate, right? There should be an energy, there should be an enthusiasm, you should be smiling. When they ask you, why do you want to pursue this role? You can just be like, well, I love what I do. And doing it for a company like yours, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the nonverbal things, the energy, the verbal things in terms of your tone, directly saying it, these are all ways that you can illustrate to them that you have a passion for the role. And believe me, in just about every single interview setting that's ever existed and ever will exist, having passion is to your benefit. Another really powerful way to showcase that you are a great candidate and stand out relative to other candidates is talk about the things you are doing outside of work to advance your understanding of your role in industry, right? So maybe this is reading industry publications outside of work. Maybe it's reading white papers. Maybe you're going and getting your MBA or your master's degree. Maybe it's you are taking courses on Khan Academy, or you follow YouTubers who, they do marketing stuff and you're in marketing. You know what I'm saying? You need to find a way to share if you are doing things outside of work to help you be a better professional. I can't tell you how many times I've had hiring managers say, oh, I really like this candidate. In their free time, they do blank. And that blank thing, that is something that helps them in their day-to-day. This is a simple thing you can do that will put you above other candidates who do not do this. Trust me, it is an incredibly powerful tactic. Now, one of the other things that will really help you stand out is knowing these. This video here is about 5 secrets all candidates should know. These are things in the interview process that you probably are not aware of. But if you watch this video, you will be aware. So I'm done here, but I'll see you over there.